Well, there is there's definitely a lot to talk about today. So thanks for joining me today on another podcast vlog, LA Ent.TV podcast vlog. And don't forget to hit me up on my social medias: Instagram, Spotify, YouTube, and my other good ones. Losing my train of thought. But anyway, this is a goodie, but this is going to be very informing for all the people who know what's going on with P. Diddy. And did P. Diddy do it? Oh my God, this is going to be a little bit, let's just say this is going to be very, hold on one second. It is going to be very interesting. Let's just put it that way. I am going to screen record this and play it. And right now, let's see if audio on, video on. Okay. P. Diddy. Oh boy. Okay, this is Jesse Water, and it's shocking, claiming that Diddy is an FBI informant. So that is that's big. So if he is, so now we are dealing with the law, which is the FBI. There's a lot of moving parts in this story about P. Diddy. Okay, anyway, let's just listen to what P. Diddy has to say with Jesse Waters, who happens to be a news anchor for Fox. Let's check it out.
A lot of people are calling him the Epstein of the music.
Let's try that again.
Diddy. Yeah. It's a lot of crazy things that's going on with this story, Diddy, right? I mean, a lot of people are calling him the Epstein of the music, the Hollywood world, the, business, what do you call it, the entertainment world. I'll read this story, and I want to kind of get your thoughts on this here. So here's a story. Sean Diddy Combs' former bodyguard claims music mogul had tapes of politicians and princes out there. And we'll play this clip in a minute.
Wow.
Gene Deal, who was present the night before Notorious B.I.G. Biggie was fatally shot in 1997, made the sensational comments during an interview with Art of Dialogue YouTube channel.
Wow.
And here's what he had to say. Go for it, Rob.
After finding out he was recording everything.
But not only celebrities, I don't think it's only celebrities going to be shook.
Wow.
He had politicians.
Politicians, celebrities, princes. We know about princes, which is Prince
princes
Harry. Prince Harry.
In there.
So, oh boy.
He also had a couple of preachers.
Preachers.
Oh, damn.
Is he talking about what I think he's talking about?
Oh, you think?
Is he?
Hallelujah.
Cat Williams commented on
Wow.
Williams definitely brought him on a preacher.
Yeah.
yeah.
Preachers. So if we talk about preachers, we know that he's got the videos and the audios. Preachers are going to go down.
Cat Williams says, I don't care whether you're T.D. Jakes or Diddy.
Oh, yeah.
So,
he was the truth coming out in 2024.
Listen,
Jakes,
again,
wow.
this is allegedly. That's what he's saying. Your thoughts on this story here?
So it wasn't just this guy that was saying it. Lil Rod, the former producer, filed the lawsuit, and he said every room in Diddy's mansions were wired with cameras. And he had some of the footage, he had some of the pictures, and he displayed those in the lawsuit that came out. And this was used for blackmail material.
Wow.
They bring in these people. A lot of these people were also aspiring young artists in the music industry. And then these parties were sponsored by Motown Records CEO, Universal Records CEO. This goes all the way to the top. And so you get these people in compromising situations. The drinks were laced. The videotapes were hot.
Unbelievable.
And then at the end of the day, you wake up the next morning, what did I do? And then they have compromising material on you. And then they can guide your career. They could kill your career. But they got you. And it wasn't just people in the music business. As you said, there were athletes, there were celebrities, there were politicians, people from the royal family. And we were also told by the former bodyguard that Diddy was an FBI informant.
Oh,
so
man.
he was a snitch.
Wow.
And was feeding information to the feds.
Wow.
And we don't know what that means. We haven't been able to confirm it. But even Little Rod said it's not just like Epstein. It could be worse than Jeffrey Epstein.
Now, let me ask you this: when you're seeing something like that, do you think, you know how somebody is making money?
Okay, I'm gonna mute that a little bit. Well, right now, P. Diddy apparently, with Jason Whitlock's video and on his other podcast where he talked about P. Diddy, and he also talked about P. Diddy and his dad. So he's basically, his dad did exactly the same thing. He was working for the feds, and then he ended up getting shot. But there is a movie on that called Gangster, so you might want to check that out. But Jesse Water knows what's going on. He knows the intel about what's going on with P. Diddy, so he's taking over. Basically, I don't know, is he working for the feds? Let's see.
Something happens, you're making money off of it.
You
right?
don't take Taylor to a Diddy party.
Oh, yeah.
You don't
That's
go
right.
anywhere near
That's right.
a freak-off party.
That's right. So here's where I'm going with this. Do you think Diddy's at a phase that, how do you make money off Diddy today? Because what's Diddy doing today? He's not performing. So is it more that you
just
protect
producing.
Diddy because the people that he knows that he can destroy their lives, that you kind of like have to keep him quiet? Or do you have to find a way to eliminate him, kind of like they try to eliminate this guy named Jeffrey?
I don't know if he was being eliminated by the FBI or even by the Universal Records executives. What happened was Cassie filed this lawsuit. He settled in about 48 hours.
Very fast.
So then everybody goes, oh, what?
Cassie
Did he
was
settle?
P. Diddy's
So everybody
ex-girlfriend.
starts filing. And so Lil Rod files some real graphic, nasty stuff. We're talking minors, sex trafficking,
Wow.
ecstasy and the alcohol. And
Oh,
then
boy.
all hell
I know
blows
about-
loose.
I know
And
about
that's when the
that.
feds
Oh,
come
my
in and raid.
God.
And they go right to the camera system and pull all the servers out. And they, I believe, arrested the drug mule. And so they're closing in. They're going to build a
boy.
case. And look, is this something that's coming down at the highest level? I have no idea. But I know Diddy's life is about to blow up. And
Oh,
there's
boy.
really no way to get out of this.
And I want to say this, and Vinny, I want to go to you
Yeah.
because Ashton Kutcher is seen as he prepares to be subpoenaed on Diddy's case. That's one. Next one, Sean Diddy Combs' ex Cassie, that he paid off, I think $30 million, whatever the number is, cooperating with federal investigations amid the sex trafficking probe.
That's bad.
That's very bad,
That's
right?
bad.
So next one, Sean Diddy Combs still continues carefree in
Wow.
Miami. This is a story from yesterday.
Yep.
Lifestyle by smoking and drinking after federal raids. Sean Diddy Combs' youngest son, Christian King, 25, is now sued. So it's like it isn't one thing, it's another thing constantly popping up. Vinny,
But just from my point of view, though, he's in Miami. He's riding bikes. He's taking photos. He seems as if he doesn't have a care in the world. To me, somebody from the outside looking in, it seems like they were like, "Hey, listen," especially with the Cassie thing. That thing blew the top off.
All right, thanks for joining me today, guys. I'm also going live on my Beagle Live, so be sure to check me out on my Beagle Live as well. And I'm talking about, topic today is about P. Diddy, and he's on PDD, and it's giving the intel what's going on with P. Diddy. Is he a Fed? Is he working for the feds? Working for the cops? There is a movie on that called Gangster, so you might want to check on that. So check it out.
And he was for Obama.
Yep.
And it was for Hillary. And then he's for Biden. So he has been the community organizer for the Democratic Party in the streets for about 20 years. He's a valuable asset.
Big time.
I know, yeah, I just
Big
start
time.
podcasting
And
like
he-
every
he started
3
reporting
days. Doesn't matter what time, whatever I feel like.
Gave him a cut
Thanks for
in
joining
order
me
for that
today, okay,
merger
guys?
to go through.
Yeah.
She said, my guy has to get a piece of the pie.
So if you think about it, he's obviously in with these
Yeah.
higher up politicians. You're in there recording all these people
right,
and
so
having all this dirt.
I
like
am-
you say with the
I am going live right now on my YouTube channel. So check it out, LA Entertainment TV podcast vlog, and on my YouTube channel. Hit subscribe, like, forward to everyone you know. It is free. I ain't gonna charge you, but suppress the algorithms. LA Entertainment TV podcast vlog on my YouTube channel. So today's topic is about PDD. Did he do it?
Epstein's mansion.
Let's see what happens.
We never saw any of that footage.
Not 1 minute.
Only Ghislaine Maxwell went down.
Yeah.
Bingo.
They never got anybody else, and he had tapes in Little St. James. He had tapes in the Upper East Side. He had tapes in New Mexico, in Palm Beach. We never heard anything else about that.
exactly.
Jesse, you said something a little bit earlier that I was like, whoa, because he's been called the Black Epstein.
Yeah.
You said earlier that this could even be worse than Epstein.
Wow.
How do you feel about that? Like, that's a pretty shocking statement.
That's what Lil Rod
Yeah.
alleges in the lawsuit.
Well, you've covered this. How do you stand on?
I don't know if he's talking about the violence towards women,
Yeah.
or the age towards, or the age factor of the minors, or the drug factor. Epstein, there was not a lot of drugs. This case has drugs.
Yeah.
This case has lots of narcotics. If you read the filings, we're talking meth, cocaine,
Wow.
PCP,
Shit.
Ecstasy.
The stuff in the drink to make you pass out so you don't remember whatever
Roofies.
that roofie.
Also the hangover.
Yeah, everybody was getting roofie. And apparently everybody there was even conversations of I just saw another video where Diddy is giving a drink to Justin Bieber, and we keep seeing videos with him and Justin Bieber, and like they're making sure that Justin Bieber's drinking it, and there's another cut of him in the party.
I was like, that's
Justin
what I'm
Bieber
getting,
just
guys.
looks like a little bit
What
off.
age was he at the time?
Does it really matter at that point? Justin Bieber's now just. I mean, he was young.
Yeah, to top to Vinny's talk about, Justin Bieber was like 13 years old.
Watch
This
it, pat him down.
Look, this is
Check
recently.
for potential.
Look, he's touching
wires. Watch
he's
this.
touching
Pat,
his chest.
pat, pat.
He's touching his chest. Make sure you don't have a wire on you. Look
So
at that.
I got a message.
Weird.
I'm trying to see. I'm not going to reveal the source, but I got a message from a guy saying that some of this has to do with that drink company,
Diageo?
Diageo. That is, if you look at, can you type in what Diageo's market cap is?
They're
Pull up,
massive.
type in Diageo market cap. Yeah, right there.
Okay, stay tuned after this program. I'm going to give you my commentator right after this segment of P. Diddy and on P. Diddy. So what's really going on behind the scenes. So it is pretty wild. So check it out.
I'm not giving the source. It could be
Speculation.
speculation.
Yeah.
He said they owe him $2 billion. And he said it could be the fact that they are doing this to not have to pay him $2 billion. Now, can you just type in Diageo owes Diddy $2 billion. See if anything like that comes up. Diageo owes Diddy $2 billion. That's
a lot of money.
Go to news. Can you go just to news at the top? Let's see what stories pop up. Can you go a little, okay. Diddy Diageo and decline Sean Combs' business empire. Sean Diddy Combs dumped by Diageo, maker of Johnny Walker.
Diddy sues.
Diddy sues. Sean Diddy and Combs to Diageo settle withdrawal lawsuit in case of Diageo of racism. Okay, so there's something that's going on there that is, kind of ugly. And obviously, the people that are saying that, they're supporters of him. So they're kind of like saying there's something going on that you guys are not seeing, right? It's another thing that you got to consider. What do you know about that?
I've seen litigation between those two, and there's a racial charge there as well. And if they've settled, and I also heard Diddy double cross them. So I don't really know what's going on at that level, but I do know that you said you don't think Diddy's going down. I disagree.
And why do you think that?
And I think if you have the feds go in there and seize everything in the house, phones, electronics, video cameras, and he has multiple civil suits in play, do you think Universal Records is going to take the fall? I don't think Universal Records is going to
Do
take
you think lesser players are? Because just think about it, the day that they raided, he wasn't there, and his jet flew with God knows what, he wasn't on it, to a place that doesn't have any U.S. extradition. Maybe all the tapes and everything, that was just like a delivery method. Because why else is he dancing and having a great time in the streets? He's not delusional.
Because it's great PR.
Yep.
Well, let me ask you this. Here's a question for all of you guys. Here's a question for but Rob, can you run a poll on this? Who was more powerful and feared? Harvey Weinstein or Diddy?
Wow.
Put the poll. I'm curious to know what the audience will say. Again, hear me out. It's a very important question. Okay, think about this one before we answer. Process it. Harvey Weinstein.
Yep.
One of the top 4 Godfathers, Hollywood controlled,
Huge.
all of that stuff, the amount of power he had, and he was not a visible guy. He's a behind the closed door guy.
100%.
Clinton's, presidents, all that stuff. Or Diddy, music, hip hop, links up Biggie's death, Tupac's death, what he's done with all these girls, J-Lo, all these names that are tied to him. Who is a bigger man to fall?
To fall, you said to fear.
No, fear and fall, meaning like which one can that industry not afford to fall that they have to protect?
I think Diddy because of all Weinstein was
Diddy over Weinstein?
because I think Weinstein was movies and that, but Diddy now we're seeing was politics, presidents, musicians, elites. I think Diddy.
I think it's close. I think it's Weinstein, man. This guy.
Yeah,
Hollywood, bro.
What do you think?
the fear is. I think
There's a
the
big
fear
difference
is
in Hollywood
But did he have
and Bad Boy
anybody murdered? Did he have anybody killed? Did he allegedly had not only 2 guys murdered, he's shooting people.
You know what the purpose of this question is? Who is more untouchable? Weinstein or Diddy?
Well, obviously,
I thought Weinstein was untouchable until he wasn't.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
So the point he's making when he's asking you the question to say, do you really think he's not going to go down and he's protected? He said, yes, he is protected. Okay. I had Bernard Carrick at the house. We're having lunch yesterday, 2 days ago.
So basically he's saying who's untouchable, Weinstein or P. Diddy. So we're taking P. Diddy does the music, Weinstein does the movies, but Weinstein, Epstein, I don't know, man. They're all neck and neck.
Lucky and
So,
Meyer Lansky and Frank and
Yeah.
Ben Siegel and all this stuff. Phenomenal. If you want to know the history of mob, that's the movie to watch. A beautiful movie filled with a lot of facts on what happened. Nobody ever thought that the mob was going to fall. Nobody ever thought. They thought they were the
Mobsters.
Untouchables. There's a movie, I think, called The Untouchables.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Or
yeah.
a show that was called
the movie Untouchables.
Kevin Costner.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and then the day the 240 whatever guys are walking out like this and just going out saying, wait a minute, how many judges did they have? How many cops did they pay off? How many guys in politics did they have? And nobody thought anything was going to happen to them. Do you think something like that it's about to happen where you see a bunch of these music industry Hollywood moguls coming out like that? Like you think it's going to be that ugly? You think it's going to be more like... Because look, Harvey Weinstein, have you seen his latest pictures? What he looks like? He went from the powerful guy, sitting there like this and having hard...
Wheelchair.
Like demon.
What do you think?
I think you're never going to see a guy like Universal Records CEO or a Motown Records CEO go down.
no.
Those guys are executives. They're well connected. They're going to make Diddy take the fall.
Yeah.
And
You think so?
because there can always be another Diddy. Someone else will pop up and do the same thing. This was a widespread operation. It was a racketeering conspiracy where these record companies would then sponsor these parties, hand Diddy loads of cash that he used for the drugs, the trafficking, and this was all videotaped, and then they would profit from these young people that came up in the business that were at these parties. They took them to the studios, they signed them to labels, and then they used them to make money. And this was a grand scheme. If the feds want to go all the way up the food chain on it, they can go as high as they want. But something tells me they're going to suppress it and have one guy take the fall.
Do you guys think? Do you guys? Sorry, Tom. Do you guys think that which one's more like more probable? Him going to jail and getting in trouble for it, or something, God forbid, happening where he kills himself because he can't take it like Epstein?
Yeah.
Which one, Adam? What do you think? You think Diddy's gonna go behind bars?
He's too much of a narcissist to kill himself.
What I'm saying, I'm being facetious. Jeffrey Epstein did not kill himself. Let's not even
Let's
play that.
just use the word allegedly around our friend Jesse.
You know what? No, this is Vincent O'Shaughnessy's belief. I'm not stupid. What I'm saying is,
What do you
jail or
So I line up with Jesse. I went to school at Pepperdine with a guy who became an auditor, and he was an auditor at that time with a company called Touche Ross. And the record industry is the largest long-term racketeering organization in human history.
Really?
You go back to
That's
he
very
never
interesting.
lost an audit case. He would find out that they were pressing records in the Philippines when they were only supposed to be pressing
Really?
records in
My
Mexico and the U.S.
my country?
He represented a hair band called Poison. They
Interesting.
found an extra 500,000 albums over 5 years that were
boy.
pressed other ways and sold. How did you audit it? The record industry, from the cocaine controversies where they were paying off disc jockeys to get airplay, the
Wow.
record industry has been the largest racketeering organization, and it does not surprise me. And I agree
God,
with you, Jesse.
that is
None
crazy.
of those executives are going to go down. None of
Wow,
them.
because
If
they
you talk
own
about,
everything, so
Weinstein
they buy
and,
everybody out, so.
Diddy. Is Diddy more feared because of the groups and the things that were going around? I think he was feared, but I really thought nobody was as untouchable as Harvey Weinstein. I did not think that guy was going to get touched. I thought he was going to get retired. I didn't think he was going to, that these suits were going to do
What
it.
does the
Especially
poll
when
say
they
about it? That's a good
split it.
point.
When they split it
Right.
into L.A. and New York and they tried him twice and they put him away forever, I was really shocked that everybody turned and he fell.
What does the poll look like, Rob?
Interesting.
What is it?
Right now, 65% say Harvey Weinstein, 35% for Diddy.
What's the size of the vote?
2,091 votes.
2091, they're saying 65% Weinstein was more untouchable?
Correct.
Than Diddy. Wow. Interesting on what the market is saying about that. So the only reason I bring that case study is to see if he can fall in the last, 8 years? I don't know what the timeline is. Is it fair to say about 8 or 10 years?
Correct.
If he can fall, you don't think Diddy can? The only difference between the two is, because you have to also know that Weinstein's probably got a lot of dirt on a lot of other people.
Yep.
So the fear of him falling, is he going to, like the crab theory, where one crab is trying to get out of the others try to pull him down?
Yeah.
Well, did he be the type that, if God forbid he is going to...
He gets arrested. Well, he gets arrested, Jesse. Let's say, okay,
Sure.
you guys are right. He gets arrested. He goes in. They're like, listen, you're going to stay in here for the rest of your life. No money's going to get you out. Who had you recorded? Who'd you give those record? Who was on them? Who told you to do it?
So Diddy's guy, Stevie J, who's all wired into this thing, came out
in Miami
the other day and put out this video and this post and said, Diddy partied with everybody, and put out a video with Kevin Hart was in it, Kanye was in the video, basically the biggest A-list celebrities you can see, and he's basically saying, hey, you know you were at my house, I know you were at my house. If I'm going down, everybody's going down. And even his bodyguard said he'd testify. He goes, I'm not going to take the fall for Diddy. If I'm called, I'll testify.
I'd like to find out how deep this goes in the hip-hop music industry. So you talk about Stevie J. I don't know how familiar with him. There's a party in Miami every Sunday. It's been the biggest hip-hop party in the world at LIV, #1 club in the country. It's called LIV on Sundays.
Yeah.
And the DJ host is Stevie J. Diddy's there, DJ Khaled's there, Rick Ross is there, every Sunday. And they have pre-parties and they have post-parties. And I want to know how many of these people are going to speak. Because all these parties, all these stories, it's not just exclusive to Diddy. I want to know where they're all going to start.
Yeah, but here's my question to you, though. Would you speak if you were like you said, everybody, we know all y'all were there, and like he said, if there's allegedly cameras everywhere, what are you going to say? They have you on camera. Well, oh, by the way, that young girl that everybody was talking to, that 17-year-old, yeah, you were with her. Oh, shit. What are they going to talk about?
That's the Epstein.
Yeah. That's you open your mouth, and guess what? That footage is going to come out. So who knows where that plane went
That's what
and
I'm
what was
saying.
on
So
it.
what I'm asking is,
Wow.
if one goes, is it going to be the mob style where 62 people are being raided all of a sudden? Is it going to be, hey, a bunch of guys are getting calls, a bunch of guys are being investigated? Like, remember when in New York when they said you have a, whatever this was, the timeline, in the next, 90 days, if anything, then Jamie Foxx was there, then even the mayor, Mayor Adams was a part of it, and a bunch of other guys, and then boom, it shut down. Do you remember that? When the whole, everybody was trying to get somebody.
Oh, yeah, the case of the what was it, Tom? It was like a certain amount of statutory.
They changed it to like 20 years.
And everybody's like, he raped me,
all the women ran to the courthouse.
Right. So what if all of a sudden now, because this is the next phase we don't know about. So think about it. If all of a sudden 30 girls come out to 30 other celebrities that were at the party.
Oh my God.
And now they get linked back to those parties. Wow. That's the next thing that you're sitting around saying, oh, shoot, what just happened now?
Oh, God.
Because every day, this is not, how many people you think are sitting down and say, dude, I hope this thing goes away. I hope this thing goes away. I hope this thing goes away.
Everybody that was there.
It's the same thing they did with Epstein.
That's what I'm saying.
The same thing, and then we find out Bill Gates is at the
Yep.
Epstein place, all these other people are
And that's why his wife left him, because she couldn't deal with that
And if we
relationship.
learned anything from Epstein, this story's not going away.
Yeah, there's one more angle here. Jesse, what is the news media hearing on the Diddy FBI long-term informant side? There's a lot of stuff below the surface.
We've only heard that one comment from Kanye, who said he was a Fed, and then we heard it from the bodyguard, who said he was informing to the FBI. Other than that, we don't have a lot of information, and we can't nail that down. But according to that Lil Rod lawsuit, too, he witnessed Diddy going in his closet in his bedroom and pulling out guns and giving it to a bunch of guys that were wearing all black.
Jeez.
It was also an allegation that he had the local sheriff paid off. It was an allegation that he had contacts with local gang members in Los Angeles. I don't know what that means, but it looks like Diddy's playing both sides.
Is this Kanye?
Rob, if you can play that clip. Yeah, if you can play
Sure
the
does.
clip.
I'm
I
not
just
sure if
texted
this is
you.
the right one.
Okay,
I'm looking.
but you're saying that Kanye was the one that said he was going to the feds?
Kanye said he was a Fed.
He said Kanye.
And the former bodyguard said it.
And I heard
When was this video? Was it on
This
Green
was a
Chance?
while ago. Go ahead,
Okay.
Rob, just
I
play.
didn't have the address to my child. None of these niggas that want to say something
Travis
now.
gave you the address, though, right?
Travis gave me the address.
Right.
But as far as Meek Mills, Puff Daddy, whoever, none of these niggas, all you fake hard niggas, fuck you.
Wait,
Hold on.
Okay.
All you fake hard niggas, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck who, because you can't shoot nobody anyway. And the reason why you got talks because you did a deal, you fucking fed. You know what I'm saying? That's why you gotta come at me, because part of the deal for you and me to do all that, and get out of jail is that you promise that you gonna go pull my co-car. So y'all niggas shut the fuck up about me. Now let me say it calm. You niggas shut the fuck up.
Let me say calm.
You shut the fuck up about
You know what
Let me say
How much
calm.
credibility does this guy have?
I don't know, but Kanye's a little bit footloose right now, so I don't know
if
what's
you
going
make
on
a deal
with
with the
Kanye.
feds, you could go out there and shoot and get arrested, but then you get to get out way more leniency because you're working for them.
Yeah.
That whole rapper image.
I think there's an angle here, and I think it hasn't been seen yet, because there's a lot that goes into this. Like, why has Maxwell been sitting in prison? Why hasn't the list come out? What happened to Epstein? Was Epstein really Mossad? There's a lot back there that seems a lot of smoke and maybe a lot of fire. You just have to look at the history of informants and do a little research, and there's patterns here. Manuel Noriega, CIA informant from 1950 to 1980 for the CIA, president of Panama. He goes sideways, kills his, Spatafora, kills Spatafora, gets Barletta, the president, to resign. George Bush Sr., previously CIA, says, hey, our informant's out of control. What should we do? We need to liberate the people of Panama. It was the largest American military action since the Vietnam War. 27,000 military went down, extracted and put them on trial in Miami, and put him in a U.S. prison. That's a good way to make your informant.
Jesse,
I think there's shadows here of this. I think there's shadows coming. Go ahead.
Yeah, it could. So that is one pattern. If you look at the case in New York with the nightclub shooting, where his protege Shine took the case instead of Diddy. Diddy allegedly had J-Lo smuggle that pistol into the club, and that was cleaned up. He was never charged for it. Shine took it. And then you have the other allegation where there was a shooting in a bathroom at a Diddy recording studio, blood everywhere. That was in the lawsuit. We saw the photographs. And police came in, cleaned it up. Diddy said it was a drive-by. Guy bled out in the bathroom. No charges again. So that's a pattern of very favorable treatment by law enforcement. It just makes you a little suspicious. That's all.
Today I am going live, so this is going to be on my my YouTube channel, LAEntTV podcast vlogging. So thanks for joining me today on my Bigo Live and as well as my YouTube channel. Yeah, so P. Diddy is, I don't know, will he plead it, but is he working for the feds? I don't know, but is he an informant? I don't know. You figure all the stuff that he did with all the shootings and apparently, let's just say his dad did exactly the same thing. Thanks for joining me today, guys, on Bigo. And we got about 100 people. Thanks. Awesome. On Fearless, on this right here, this is going to be very, very interesting how this is going to work out. Okay, I got to pause that for a second. So we're going to leave this out like that. How this is going to work with P. Diddy and how he's going to get away with this, or if he's going to get away with this. So, I don't know. Let's just say that he's going to rat out a lot of people, higher ups, or he's just going to get a bullet for the head. There's no ifs, ands about it. There's going to be just a lot of angry people. If he ends up to be a snitch for the FBI, for the let's just say for the other team, this is going to be very interesting how this is gonna float. But let's listen to Jason Whitlock on Hip Hop Part 1 on P. Diddy and his issues. Let's just check that. Let's see how this is gonna work out for P. Diddy, or maybe not. Let us see. Whew, we got a juicy but a goodie there, ladies and gentlemen. So let's see how this is going to proceed with his so-called indictments and why he's still free up and going. Put two together. Let's see what happens. Oh boy, this is going to be a very, very interesting topic and subject. Yeah, so right now I'm on Jason Whitlock's YouTube channel. So let's just check out what he has.
Values and prison culture.
Let's see what he
We're
has to
going to do
say.
that for the next 2 days, starting today.
Okay.
Let's start there.
Let's see.
Apples don't fall far from trees. So who was Diddy's tree? I just want to start there, provide us a little bit of background on Diddy Combs. His tree was Melvin Combs, his father.
His father, Melvin Combs.
Melvin Combs was murdered in 1972.
Damn. Wow.
Because of his involvement, most people believe, in a drug ring. He was a heroin dealer. There are multiple stories written about Melvin Combs, Diddy's father, being involved in a drug ring, and I believe in December of 1971, he gets arrested for his involvement in a drug ring. We researched, read the stories. In that story there, the 10 persons found guilty of operating a heroin ring. Here's how they wrote about P. Diddy's father. The first person arrested in the roundup was Melvin Combs, who was later found slain. A quantity of narcotics and $45,000 in cash was found in his apartment. However, the indictment named Combs as a...
Okay, I'm going to pause this for a second because I'm trying to convert this into MP3 format with my... Hold on one second. Thanks for joining me today, guys.
What happens to be a news anchor for Fox?
So let's just let's put that on pause for a second and let that play out. My bad. Anyway, that's how the music rolls. Let's continue.
An indication he was prepared to turn this against the other defendants.
Yeah.
This newspaper article basically alleges Diddy's father was a criminal and involved in the dealing of heroin, but he was also a snitch and perhaps a federal agent.
Wow.
Apples don't fall far from trees. Why is this important? And why are we having this conversation? And think about the Cat Williams interview and all the conversations we've been talking about on this show since the Cat Williams Club Shay Shay interview about how people are installed at the top of the industries. People that are compromised, people that are easily controlled, vulnerable people. So Diddy, at the time of his father's murder, was a 3-year-old child. His
father, the same age as me then.
It heavily involved, according to all the articles, with Frank Lucas, Nicky Barnes, two high-profile.
So basically, P. Diddy was a carbon copy of his dad back in the 70s.
Leading role. He played the character of Frank Lucas.
I'm going to have to watch that later
who was a drug dealing associate of Melvin Combs.
I watched that. I have to watch it again.
Famous movie, obviously. Nicky Barnes. There's not... maybe they made a movie about Nicky Barnes at this point. I know I've seen plenty of documentaries or videos about Nicky Barnes on YouTube. He's another celebrated drug dealer that Diddy's father was connected to. And so he gets arrested in December. Melvin Combs does. He gets murdered at the end of January, just 2 weeks after going to court and creating the appearance that he was cooperating with law enforcement. The murder of Diddy's father, never solved, and many people believe never seriously investigated. Many people believe or suspect that he was an asset, a federal agent, someone who was controlled and installed. Someone, it's quite similar to Al Sharpton and how he has all these tax problems, but he
Al Sharpton, there you go. A man of God,
never gets investigated or
Right.
in trouble with the IRS.
Yeah.
It's because he's controlled. They have puppet strings on him.
That's right,
He owes
puppets.
this money. They can put him away at any time. And so he plays a certain role in American culture. He's the black race baiter that goes on TV and leads black people astray.
Race baiter, yeah.
That's his job.
He's a race
been
baiter.
installed. Think about all the people that allege that drugs, the CIA,
So yeah, we're talking about
certain black
people being installed who are groomed
You gotta have plants.
since they're little. They
You gotta have
plant them
people
and
you're
they grow
working
them like a
with.
seed. So
And so people talk about the 80s, but the movement and where drugs are sold, I believe that's always been highly controlled. And there's always someone like a Melvin Combs that the government or law enforcement put.
So Whitlock is basically saying that there are compromised.
When people figure out that he's a snitch, that's when they get assassinated and killed. And so in 1972, February 26th of 1972, Melvin Combs is assassinated sitting in a car, I believe, in Central Park.
Yeah.
That is Diddy's father. So when you think about the incredible allegations that have been leveled against Diddy Combs, and you go, who would be involved in something like that? Who would be drugging women, beating women, manipulating men sexually, involving men in gay sex, hiring a security person who cleans up shootings and potential murders and other crimes?
The cleanup, oh, man.
Diddy's a criminal, a common criminal. He's an apple that hasn't fallen very far from his tree. His father, Melvin Combs. So we need to start there with that understanding. We look at Diddy and we read these allegations and we go, oh my God, how? How? And this guy has been at the top of the music industry. This guy is involved with all these major companies. This guy has Revolt TV and basically was the backing for the Breakfast Club.
Backing from the Breakfast Club. You know how big the Breakfast Club is on, right? With Charlene of God or something like that. I don't know how he got that name, but it's a little bit ironic how he's got that name, Charlene of God, which is and you're looking for the opposite sides. But anyway, this is going to be this is going to blow up pretty soon. This is like a volcano ready to erupt, and the allegation right now, P. Diddy, does not look good. I'm going to end this podcast here, but if you want to watch Jason Whitlock's channel, and go to Whitlock's channel, and he'll have more information on what's going on with P. Diddy, and it's basically what's going on. Like, is he a Fed? Did he lace all those drugs with teen minors or teeny boppers? I don't know, but Hollywood and the music, it runs rapidly when it comes to minors and pedophiles. So this is now no big news. It's been doing for a long time in the industry, which is the industry of let me pause this for a second. But the industry of the music and the film industry. So it's just a little ironic that it's everything's about getting revealed, and right now 2024, with all what's going on with politics, and with Trump going back to 2024, read between the lines and trying to talk lingo. So it is very interesting how P. Diddy all of a sudden just blows up. Could it be the white hats that's involved with this as well too, that's exposing the lies and exposing what's really going on behind the cloak, and who's pulling the strings, all the puppet masters? So I don't know, the rich executives who are really behind pulling the strings when it comes to the music industry, and P. Diddy is just probably the fall guy. I don't know. You just have to do your homework and do more digging in your due diligence. So check out Jason Whitlock's podcast, and he's got this whole string of hip hop and how P. Diddy got involved with the whole hip hop, and how his dad was involved back in '73, and he was only 3 years old. So, same age as me as actually. And now I understand why he got so big so fast and really knew who he was. So, this is probably the biggest sting operation ever. But it took him this long. Ever since, God, when the whole I've been watching you with when Biggest Smalls got gunned down, was he involved with that as well too? So I don't know, man. How all of a sudden the next following day or the next following week there's the big song with Mary J. Blige. I've been like, you know, you gotta really put those puzzles together and how really nefarious the whole industry really is, and how he became to rise and became so powerful and so fast. And then it was kind of like Untouchables, like the movie says, it's Untouchables. I'm definitely gonna watch that show again, or that movie, and it's been like 10, 15 years since I watched that movie about gangsters. So apparently it's all about his family, his dad, how he became a snitch for the feds. So basically, when you get arrested by the feds and you're part of their team, which you're informant, you're going to get let loose right away. No stipulations, maybe just a little slap on the wrist, a little whatever, but you're going to get slapped and you're just going to be sent on your way, while the other people that you snitched are going to be locked for good because they're the fall guys. So this is going to be a very interesting how this is going to work, how is this going to play out in the next, say, couple of weeks, months to the end of 2024. So, well, stay tuned. I will keep you posted. I'm going to end this podcast here, but there's a lot more nuggets and tidbits about P. Diddy. Why is he not even arrested? You know, come on. If you're dealing with minors, if that was me or you, every Joe Blow person out there who's doing those acts, we'd be locked up and throw away the key for life. So you know who's really moving and the string pieces, and who's really in charge? Is Diddy really in charge? Is he the master, or the puppet master, or the ringleader? I don't think so. The rich executives, the powerful executives who actually own the signed the checks are involved. They're the one who pay people off, which is feds, cops, whatever. And you're not going to rat on your own team. It's just how it works when it comes to whether you're a law-abiding person or you are not, and walking a straight hour line or being crooked. It's just amazing how this plays out, and now that everything is being revealed with P. Diddy, and all the diversion is like, even with the the bridge that hit the boat that hit the bridge was a diversion away from the actual what's going on with P. Diddy. But that was only a temporary thing, because then all eyes went back on P. Diddy and his whole concept. We'll see what happens with another false flag is going to happen. So nefarious people do nefarious act, and nefarious people are born and raised and bred and do the nefarious act, and it's just a matter of time that things are going to be revealed. In 2024 is the year, and this is going to be a very interesting year. It's going to be a rocky year. It's going to be an exciting year, but it's also going to be a very scary time as well, because 2,000 years of power, they're not going to just give up. they're gonna kick and scream and tell you what's up and who's really in charge, and they're not gonna give up their power to just any Joe Blow, especially to the good people, the white hats, the God-fearing man and woman. But God's in control. Leave it up to the big man, and he will he'll give you and straighten out your destiny. And whether you believe it or not, you got to pick a side. There's no middle. You got to either pick the left, the right side, good side, bad side, whatever analogy you want to do. God, devil, angel versus demons. You pick a choice. Tell you one thing, I do want to pick the good side. Let's just put it that way, because the bad side always loses. But it may take longer than most, but it's in God's timing. But he always 100% loses. It's always a temporary thing for those bad guys to just, hey, enjoy the life. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll. The women, oh yeah, the parties, bang, bang, bang. And it's fun, temporary at that moment, and you get your rocks off, and it's, hey, don't get me wrong, it's partying when you're at that age. Partying is all you think about, is just partying and the next who you're gonna be with, and there's nothing like that at that age. But now that you're finally realize what's really going on in this world today, you gotta straighten up, because it's a hot place down there, and it's very scary, and demons are real, hell is real, and so is God. So pick a side there, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining me today and my Bigo Live and LA Entertainment TV podcast vlogging. And today's goodie, a nutcracker today for P. Diddy. Is he good? He did do it. Stay tuned. I'll have more videos coming to your show. Thanks for joining me on my Bigo Live, LA Ent.TV podcast vlog, on my YouTube channel, as well as my Spotify and Instagram. Bye for now. God bless. Godspeed. See you in the next video.